Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to another New York session stream here. We have lovely trends coming on today. We have
I'm
some.
very excited to
Oh,
invite you to my
no,
webinar
no, no, no,
where
no,
I
no,
will
no, no.
teach.
Man, this guy comes on all the time. Testing, testing. Okay, perfect. How do I track magic keys? Check the email you registered with on PayPal or email magic keys with your first and last name. Okay, let's take a look at this here. I had buys on GPJPY, but it got stopped out at break even. This 30-minute candle is about to close here. Looks like we had a consolidation here earlier. This was consolidation just before the news, and when news came out negative, price broke down, came down, and created support around 135,400. That's where the support was created. And right now, the 30-minute candle has closed like a bearish doji candle. It doesn't mean it's a sell because the 1 hour candle is still open. Looking on the 4 hour is currently bullish, but the previous 4 hour was bearish, and it kind of seems like it tapped into 136,300, which was also rejection area back on 9th June. Someone's saying fake head and shoulder farming. I have no idea what head and shoulder or how that's gonna farm. I have no clue. So yeah, I mean, if there's a resistance established here based on, let's say, the 1 hour, then I think there's a very high chance price may continue down to retest this low around 135, 400. It's a 44 pip. So let's just wait. Yeah, I think it's gonna be good. Like right now, we're just ranging. This is like a small support here, 135, 760. So I mean, if the 1 hour closes bearish, I think it's going to be a very, very nice move for price to continue moving down. So that's something I'm going to look for. I'm not going to look for buys yet because there's minor resistance here, and above this resistance you got this area here at like 136. It's like 11, 10 pips away. It's not enough. Then you got this range. It's a 25, 26 pip range. So we'll have to wait and see how price acts once it comes above 136.050. But so far, I'm just looking to see if we will break below 135, 750 here or not. Because if we do break below this area, then there's a very high chance we may continue moving down. So I think that's going to be something I'm going to look for. There's Raja Banks with a blue shirt. Did you already announce the giveaway winner? No, I haven't. There are so many entries, and there are so many right answers. So it's getting really hard to choose. The right answer was 9,000 because you got two bundles of 20s and one bundle of 50. So it's like 2,000, 2,000, 4,000 plus 5,000, 9,000. Oh, good morning, Amardeep, Shahi Ji. Hope you're doing good. Gold looks like it's still rallying here. Gold is still rallying up and up and up. We got core retail sales coming on USD later on, so it's going to be interesting how gold's going to react to that. But it seems like gold should continue moving till 1733. It's like 22 more pips, nothing major. Yeah, I think we were looking at gold yesterday where, yeah, it was anticipated will continue moving bullish. Is trading view down? No, man. I mean, if you can see, I'm not even gonna answer that question. Um, Not seeing the trades in Vantage Live account, got upset. Hope you put some today. Oh, yeah, I did had a trade yesterday. I had a, I think I had buys yesterday. Sells, yeah, I had sells then buys. Oh, looks like some people's trading view isn't working. Interesting. Mine is working just fine. Look at this. Yeah, you need to get the premium version to have it still working. Spent some money. All right, let's take a look at this. This is GJ 1 hour. All right, major 1 hour support and resistance. 58 pip range to go down. I'm actually looking at the same thing over here. No trade range you have here, and you're looking for buys above this area. Yeah, looks good. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait. Just waiting so far today. Let's check. Let's take a look at pre-markets here. Pre-markets are up 500 points up. Pre-markets. Pre-markets are 500 points up. Oh wow, someone's up $2,000 this week. Nice. Well done. Let's see how much I've made this week. This week I'm up. I lost $17 earlier on. I'm up 1100 so far this week. Pretty nice. Pretty good week so far. Um, Ted said yesterday that he not recommend still in a trade if the 1 hour is close to finish. Why? Well, it depends, like if you enter a trade when the 1 hour is about to close and you have a support over here, then obviously you're not going to enter a trade, right? Because there's support right there. So it depends from situation to situation. I'm waiting for price to come below 135,760 so then I can take a sell coming down till this area here 135, 540, 550, around 22 pips. So just waiting right now because right now it's just in this range, right? So just waiting. Mexico halts sending more temporary foreign workers to Canada after two die of COVID-19. Oh wow. They'll still come along. They have their little routes and they'll use those routes to come on. Good morning, good morning. I'm having trouble getting my chart link. Yeah, I think TradingView is down for some people. So that's what's going on. Uh, Hey, would you consider a buy if you were on the charts when 30-minute candle broke the high of the one rejecting 135 500 2 hours ago? 135 500 2 hours ago. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. 135 500. That's not 2 hours ago, mate. That's way too far away. Do you hear what Sean Lee said on Instagram? I have no idea what he said. I'm blocked. He has blocked me. We're not we're not friends anymore. Yeah, so we're just waiting on GJ right now. I mean, if you look on the 1 hour, 1 hour is like 1 hour. 1 hour is kind of like set up in a way. I've seen this before, right? Now, this may seem like a very far-fetched idea, but I feel this 1 hour will continue down to fill this wick over here. That's what's going to happen. I've seen this happen before. Candle like this forms, and the next candle just fills the wick down over here. And that makes sense because, this is support. If it's going to close down here, then I guess it's going to be a good opportunity to take a sell. So I'm going to wait. Do you stream Asian session? No, I don't stream Asian session. Um, I'm busy with family during that time. So, trading is about having independence of time, man. Seriously. If I'm going to stream New York and Asian session, I don't have time to spend with family, or I don't have time to do other things. So, I'm in the evening time, I'm busy with family, I'm doing stuff. So, I have independence of time. I'm not a slave to the charts. So you guys have to really comprehend this idea. If you're looking at the charts all the time, you guys are slaves to the charts. So you have to relax. Hey Raj, on the third candle back, I entered sells with an anticipation of the 4 hour wick fill and ended up getting stopped out when the high of the candle got broken. Oh, right here? You entered sells? Okay, got stopped out. Was this a bad trade? I don't think so. So this started at, so this, yeah, I think so. Because the 1 hour was still bullish. 1 hour was still bullish because this was the start of the 1 hour candle right here, and this was your entry on this candle right over here in the halfway of the 1 hour candle. So 1 hour candle was still bullish. All right, just coming down to fill this wick over here. Looks like this is going to be an area where I could possibly execute sells as this 15-minute candle comes to a close. We may continue moving down. 135, 450. What time do you wake up in the morning? Around like 5:30. Sleep at like 12. Oh, pretty risky business selling GJ right now. Very risky business because if I sell right now, my stop is going to be right. Even if it's going to be in the middle of a range. Now, see if it's above the candle, it's going to be pretty big, right? 24 pips. But if it's in the middle of a range over here, around 15 pips, this means it's in the middle of a range, so price shouldn't have any business coming back up in the middle of a range and continue moving down towards, let's say, 135, 440. Down to this low. I think that's going to be a pretty good move. So there's some things I'm testing out. I see, do you prefer to wait when the final 30-minute candle is closing? Yeah, also because now in this instance, there's a higher chance for price to continue moving down since it's already in here. So at this point, it just becomes a matter of how willing you are to take on the risk. That's it. Sometimes you miss the trades because you're waiting for the candle to close and it's GJ and GJ keeps on running. But then sometimes, like you kind of like you notice that, right? You notice that, okay, it's breaking. What are the chances it's going to continue moving down? So at that point, if you want to enter a impulse entry, what you do is you start mapping out where your stop loss is going to be, right? So basic stop is going to be above the 30-minute high because you're expecting the next one to continue moving down. But there's also the next 15-minute candle left in this candle. So then you're like, okay, if I don't want to stop up over here, maybe a stop in the middle of a range is going to work out. Someone's saying I'm developing FOMO. No, I'm far away from developing FOMO at all. I'm good. I don't have FOMO, right? So then you can say, okay, maybe a stop in the middle of a range is going to be better because if this is a breakout candle, the next candle should not come up over here and like, kind of like stop you out. So it should continue moving down towards 135, 440. Could you wait for the next 15 minutes to retest? Yep, you can do that as well. The number one thing is when you're trying to trade GJ is not to get discouraged when you're missing moves. GJ is not an easy pair to trade. It moves a lot. Oftentimes it does not do a retest. Oftentimes does not do a retest, right? When it doesn't do a retest, you accept that. If you're trading a pair like, let's say, USD JPY or something, like someone with like less volume, those pairs do retests and they're pretty easy to trade. When a pair doesn't do retest, you kind of like look at it, you're like, okay, how could I have entered the trade? I cannot stress this enough. How many times I say, always look to see how could you have entered the trade, and that will answer all your problems. So just like it's moving right now, I'm up around 6 pips right now. 5 pips, 6 pips. This was an impulse entry around 135, 685. What made you set a limit on that spot? Limit. I don't know what that means. There was no limit. There was like, I was talking about it, that if price comes below here, there's a very high chance it's going to continue moving down. So this is not an easy trade, it's an advanced trade. So my entry is somewhere over here. 685, somewhere over here. Stop is in the middle of this range, aiming for price to continue moving down to like 135, 440. Which pairs makes retests more? I think you need to look at the pairs themselves, individual pairs, and then try to see which makes retests more. Just look on the 4 hour. Yeah, 4 hours also bearish, so I think it should continue moving bearish. See, the new 15-minute candle has formed. This should, even if it's going to come up over here, it should respect 135, 760, or it should just make a top wick and continue moving down because, we had clean candles moving up before after London opened, so it should keep mirroring this and continue down. What are liquidity grabs? Can you explain how to identify them? What do they mean? Yeah, I think you need to go to babypips.com and you need to see what liquidity grabs are. This is a liquidity grab happening right now. You see this on the 15-minute candle? This is a liquidity grab. Liquidity grab is when candle moves in the opposite direction to create a top wick to continue moving down. So that's a liquidity grab. Yeah, this has been discussed in very exhausting detail a lot of times. I missed the trade. I just ate my dinner. We'll find a new setup. Yeah, I think a newer setup is going to be a continuation down to 135, 440. I think that's going to be a pretty good trade. Gold is continuing bullish over here. Damn, coming up. This is, oh, okay, it looks good. I think this zone is in the wrong way or something. Should be down over here or, yeah, looks good. So if it makes a resistance, it's higher chances to go bearish, vice versa with continuing support. Yes, basically. That's true because, we had a support formed over here and price broke support and I entered a sell My stop is in the middle of the range over here. So I'm expecting either this to continue moving down or for this to continue up to create like a minor resistance and then continue down. And while it continues down, then I can add another position for price to ultimately come down to 135,440. How did you work your stop? My stop is placed in the middle of the range inside because I'm betting on the fact that if it broke below support, then it shouldn't come back up in the range. So that's what I'm betting on. What habits do you have to keep control in your mind? I don't know, just stay disciplined. 1 to 2 trades a day, and that's it. Do you ever enter on new hour or 4 hour candle open? It depends where price action is. This whole idea of do you enter on the 1 hour chart, do you enter on the 4 hour open or the 4 hour low? It all depends on where candles are, what price action is saying. It honestly doesn't matter if you're entering on a 4 hour close or open. It matters what levels you see in the price. I mean, if you see this, and if this is the 4 hour close, I mean, technically, if you look at price action here in this time frame, it just seems like it should, continue down or create like a resistance and continue down because, it kind of like broke this support over here. What do you think of the 15-minute closing with no bottom wick? 15 minutes still has 10 minutes to close. Oh, this one here. No, I still think it's gonna go down. That's the thing with trading. Once you're in a trade, you cannot think about what if it goes the other way. The only thing you're thinking about is that, okay, how much am I gonna lose if it goes the other way? That's it. That's the only thing you're thinking about. How much you're gonna lose if it goes the other way. A lot of times, people when they take trades, they constantly think about how it's gonna go against them. That's it. They constantly think about that, and then they talk themselves out of the trades. They scare themselves out of the trades, and that's no way to trade. That's like self-sabotage. You can't self-sabotage yourself. So just talk to yourself. I know what I'm going to lose. I'm probably going to lose like, if it comes up, I'm going to lose $300. You know, but the the signs are all here to go down. So I'm not even thinking of it going up. The only reason I'm going to know it's going to go against me is that if price starts breaking above 135 470, 770, 135 770, then I'm going to know, okay, it's going to go against me now. But as long as you stay below here, man, I'm okay with it coming down because I know I'm going to lose whatever I'm going to lose. Just control the risk, control what you're at risk because you can't control the outcome. So it's pretty simple. Yeah, so I'm staying patient. I mean, if this 15-minute candle closes bullish, at this point, I'm going to close, let's say, 50% of my positions. Or if it comes up towards, like 135, 770, at that point, I'm going to close 50% of my positions as well. So in other parts, what you can say is that you need to be in total control of the risk. You can't let it hit your stops at full stops and all that stuff. So you need to be in total control of the risk. I accept XXXGP in full settlement of my complaint. Agree that I will make no further claims to create further action. I don't know what IC Markets is going on about. Let's take a look here. Oh wow, Kim Jong-un is on the prowl again. Kim Jong-un is on the prowl. Looks like he's testing more missiles. Missiles. Yeah, he's testing more missiles. Missiles? Missiles or missiles? Go with missiles. Would you consider this zone as support? Let's take a look at this. Would you consider this as zone as support? Yeah, I think if you can kind of like see, this is a gray area here. The major one is down over here. So this is kind of like a gray area where price is at right now. That like you're looking at this area as like possible holding support. So this is a gray area. That's why I'm still holding. I mean, if it closes bullish in the next 5 minutes, then I'm gonna probably close 50% of my position. I may close the entire position. So, we'll wait and see what happens here. I'm newbie here. What platform do you use? MetaTrader 4 or MetaTrader 5? MetaTrader 5. All right, let's take a look at this trade here. This is, oh, it was too high. See, I had to buy somewhere over here. I had to buy somewhere over here, and then that got stopped out at break even. Impulse entry when bottom wick was formed and price broke 30-minute was managed close 50%. Yeah, it's good. Like you managed your risk, so that's pretty good. I had a buy over here. It got stopped out at break even. Once price was rejecting this area, I saw this consolidation support as like, yeah, maybe it's rejecting that area right over there. So once this 15 minutes started closing bearish, I knew, yeah, it's going to be a dead trade. Like it's not going to work. I just came back from future GJ going down. Oh, nice. Someone came back from the future. What advice would you give someone growing a small account? Just keep doing it. Focus on growth, focus on wins, that's what you should focus on. Focus on having 1 to 2 trades a day and focus on to see if you can have 1 or 2 wins a day. If you can have 1 win a day, man, that's just gonna compound. And it's really easy to compound 1 win a day. So see this 15-minute candle is about to close in 3 minutes. Let's take a look on the 5-minute. Yeah, they're all closing bullish. So right over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to close 50% of my position right here. There we go. I closed 50% position right over here. As there are 3 minutes left for this candle to close, and it's kind of like not in the best idea here. So I really reduced my risk here. What factors you consider when trading? I just came on your video and have been watching. Really loved it. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, just maintaining risk. Like if you know what your risk is, it's gonna. I think things are gonna be really good. Like over here, I take 1 or 2 trades a day. In the live streams, I take 1 or 2 trades a day. Most trades are winning trades, and there's some losing trades. I think this is going to be like a losing trade. This candle has 2 minutes left for it to close. It's closing bullish. So at this point, I closed out everything. I closed out my trade here. So closed out like -5 pips, because I want to keep my losses small. Let's see this. GJ sells -5 pips. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good risk management there. Like usually my winners are like 10, 15 pips, 20 pips. This one closed at -5 pips. What factors do you consider when researching pairs to trade? Honestly, I just choose a pair. I choose a pair and then I just start trading that pair. And then I grow a pair to just stay consistent on that pair. You just gotta stay focused on one pair. Do you ever full margin trade? No, I don't full margin trade. I used to full margin trade, but then that didn't end well, so I stopped full margining trades. Let me go back to the future. Oh, okay. Um, let's take a look.
Roger, I think that trade that you entered in was pretty good trade. Just to wait for the 30 minutes to close. If you close below that support area and go ahead and break the 15 minutes, you could go ahead and re-enter again.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna see if I can re-enter below this 15-minute low here,
Yeah,
135, 600.
or a bearish 15 minutes close back in that direction.
Yeah, exactly. It's looking pretty good. Um, I want to manage losses. I want to keep them small. Yeah, just close small. The thing is, when I see price is coming against me, I don't stay in the drawdown hoping it's going to go in my favor. You know, if I have the opportunity to close a trade in a small loss, I'll take that opportunity every day because I'm not gonna be in it just to say, oh, what if it goes my way? I mean, if it goes my way, then that's a learning opportunity. And trust me, learning opportunities are really, really important opportunities. A lot of people, what they do is like if they take a loss, they'll try to take another trade and they'll try to enter again, and then that's just gonna mess with like your psychology, your trading plan, your risk, everything. You know, so it's better to miss a trade because that's going to be a learning opportunity. That means you're going to be able to catch those trades later on. The trades I take these days, the bigger trades, are the trades I've been missing for the last year. You know, so those are learning opportunities. I look to see how could I have taken those trades and then developed some sort of I develop some sort of explanation that okay, how could this been a good entry, you know, and then all it comes down to applying that over and over again because hey, you know what, market's going to do the same thing over and over again because 90% people lose, and they lose because they make the same mistakes over and over again. So it's your job to identify that and to learn from your mistakes to see how could you have entered a winning trade and then, you know, act on those opportunities. um, What do you think about second chance now? Just waiting for this candle to close, really. In no rush right now. I mean, the 1 hour is here, bearish, 30 minutes bearish, 15 minutes right over here. So I'd want to sell below 135, 600 again. I'd like that sell. Is this a trade you would take? Let's take a look at this. This is GJ 30 minute. Entered on the close of 30-minute bullish candle, placed stop below the few. Oh yeah, this looks good. This is pretty good. We made support, came down, made support, and started to come up. It's pretty good. Um, what do you think about a goal long term? I think you need to send a chart. You need to send a chart about what you think about gold long term. But so far, I think gold is continuing bullish over here. Maybe to 1733, 1734. There's a very high probability it's going to continue up to fill these 4 hour wicks. Looking for a break to enter. Nice. You got a nice big fat zone on the chart, which makes no sense at all. Man, trust me, don't take this a negative way, but this big fat zone makes no sense at all. It honestly does not tell us nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So maybe we need to revise this, but you're expecting price to break this area and then come down? Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense. Do you think GJ will fill the 4 hour wick? Yeah, I mean, for GJ to fill the 4 hour wick, which means it needs to continue down to fill this wick over here, which is 40 pips away from market price right now. You would want price to create some sort of a resistance over here for it to continue moving down. Because this is the 4-hour wick fill. This move, this red move here, this is the 4-hour wick fill, you know. So you want like a resistance formed here for price to continue down. Bearish momentum, 30-minute created a low, will enter C break below 30-minute candle if some sort of yeah, same thing. I have the same idea over here, Christian. Very nice. What's your risk percentage? My risk percentage is 0.2%. I'm using 2 lots. I'm testing some things out. Plus, I've done enough damage for this week, so I'm just taking it really slow. Okay, let's take a look at the chart here. This is, ooh, very nice. Someone's got a big monitor. April, May, top levels, 50 pips, 40 pips, 40 pips, 40 pips coming up. 30-minute chart, looking for sells below 135, 400. Yeah, looks good. You're looking for sells below this area. I think you would also look for sells once a resistance has been formed here, so we could continue moving down. I think that's going to be a better entry as well. Because in that way, if we break below 135, 380, then you get a nicer trade going all the way down towards, 135. It's going to be pretty good. So I'm kind of like waiting for that. Let's take a look at this chart. Waiting for 30-minute to create a top wick if rejection sells down to 135, 600. Yeah, makes sense. I think it can continue down further. You choose pairs based on fundamentals or you consider more the levels from the charts? I just choose pairs I like to choose. That's it. We're trading USD JPY. I actually started trading USD CAD because I live in Canada and the US is right next door, so chose USD CAD. Then chose USD JPY because the US dollar and the yen, they're major. And then started trading GBP JPY because I saw that GBP JPY was moving faster than USD JPY, and it presented more opportunities to win. I mean, to win big, because it moves a lot. So that's how I chose GBP/JPY. What's this entry of trade over here? Oh, nice. Okay. Stop loss is up here. Oh, you're still in this trade. Interesting. Can you use magic keys on MetaTrader 4? No, you can only use it on one thing at a time. If, for example, yesterday you won 1%, would you risk 1% or take less? You won't be BE. So if I won a trade yesterday and if I won 1%, I may want to risk like 0.5, like 50% of those profits. If I'm afraid. I have looked back at old streams and noticed 60% of your trades, Raj, are taken in the second half of the 1-hour candle. I think coincidence, as the rest of the hour candle will continue to that direction. Yeah, I think that's true. That's true. I haven't really noticed that. Someone took an entry on GJ right now. Okay. All right. I'm just waiting for these candles to close. Would your strategy work on higher time frames? Yes. Yes. There's no such thing as a strategy. It's about learning how candles move and trying to tell stories from candles. Because candles move the same way on all time frames. You got the 4-hour, daily, 1-hour. All candles move the same exact way on all time frames. You just got to get good at reading candles. Your JPY, if price closed below, it would be a sell entry to mirror the clean candle. Yeah, this is perfect. This is perfect. Also, I think it can come down to this area right over here, 121, 100. It's perfect. So you need those confirmations of a break below this area, and then you're good to go because you got clean candles here. Pretty good. At the same time, start looking for buys too, because if a support is formed, then there's a higher chance for price to continue moving up towards, 121, 660. I think that's like 15 pips away. It's nothing big. Let's take a look at this chart. Resistance created, support created, close below support. Oh, stops up over here. You're expecting 30-minute to continue down. Yeah, that's good. The reason I'm not re-entering here is because I'm waiting for the 15-minute candle to kind of like finish bearish, so have some sort of candle closing in my direction, on the smaller time frame. Like I need some sort of validation. I need some validation here. So I'm waiting. I've noticed that the last 10-minute on the hour candle seems to retrace a lot. Yeah, because it needs to create a wick, right? Sometimes it's going to keep pushing. I mean, if this 15-minute candle started pushing, then the 1 hour candle would have had no wick. But this 15-minute candle closed bullish, so it made the wick on the 1 hour candle. All right, let's take a look at this. We broke minor support on 30-minute time frame, waiting for 15-minute confirmation. Yeah, I'm looking at the same thing. I'm actually waiting for 15-minute to close bearish so I can take, I think I'm going to give it a second chance below 135,600. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Below 135,600, I'm going to give it another chance. Would you enter as soon as the 15-minute close, or would you wait for 30-minute? No, I'm going to wait for it to go below 135,600. That's where I'm going to enter, because I want a nice clean trade. I don't want any fugazi stuff happening here. How would you judge momentum with GJ now, as it's had a sharp move down and sharp move up? Nothing. I'm going to look for sells below 135,600 for price to continue down towards 135,400. That's it. That's all I'm looking for. I'm not thinking about momentum, I'm not thinking about fundamentals, I'm not thinking about nothing, absolutely nothing, except for the fact that where I want to enter, and that's it. I want to enter at right here, so price can come down and I can have a winning day and I can call it a day. But if it starts closing back in the range, then I'm probably going to wait for price to maybe like come up here or whatever, but so far we are right here.
Morning, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
How you doing, dude? You well?
Good, good. You good?
Good, yeah. Nice, man. Not too bad. Tar?
Yeah.
Hey, good morning.
What up, man?
Beautiful. We have 233 people on Zoom today, and we have 2,600 people on YouTube today. Almost 3,000 people watching price action.
That's nice.
I didn't understand why you closed below the resistance. Can you please explain? I was just uncomfortable. I wasn't comfortable at all. I'd rather take a small loss than to risk my full stop loss waiting in anxiety or having second thoughts about it. So I'm going to wait for price to close below or come below 135,600 and then continue moving down. Actually, you know what? I'm going to place a sell stop at 135,580. Let's do that. 135,580. There we go. I got the sell stop right here, 135, 590, 590, 585, and that's it. Looks like EJ is also breaking support there for people. That's awesome. Can you use magic keys on web? No, you can't. Where's stop loss? Stop loss I'm going to decide once this activates. Because if I have a sell stop, I'm expecting price to continue moving through this area. I'm not expecting it to retrace at all. I'm expecting it to come down and continue moving bearish and continue till 135 400. That's what I'm expecting. 2,000 people just placed sell stops. Oh man. Ah.
We had the same thing this morning.
That's wild.
Clean traffic to the left, sells below this. Yeah, it looks good. Looks good. It's clean candles here, so it should continue bearish. Looks good. All right, let's take a look at this chart.
Gold just finessed everyone.
Yeah. Respected that resistance.
Mm-hmm.
Looking for break to enter. Zone is weekly support zone. Mirroring candle. Yeah, looks good. See, now this zone looks good. Now you got to further narrow this zone out so that it's not covering these candles. Now it looks better. Very nice. Beautiful. Yeah, a lot of people are in sells in this area right here around 700, 720. I know Mac has sells here. I have a sell stop here. I'm in from 135, 728. It's risky, but took some profits earlier on the earlier drop if I can't lose. Perfect. Ooh, gold is dropping, EJ is dropping, trading view is not working. Wow, amazing things happening today.
I want you to win this trade. Sorry, I was going to say, I want you to win this trade and, get your 10, 15 pips, but I don't want to go too low because I've got buys from 135.
Oh,
I don't want
okay,
it to come
okay.
too deep.
Yeah. There are a lot of signal providers who come on the charts here too. And sometimes I see their trades and I'm like, it's kind of like the same trade I took earlier. What's the sell stop number? I can't read it. Oh, it's 135, 585.
Would you consider your stop loss the top of this current candle?
Yeah, I would if it gets activated. I would.
Okay.
Let's take a look at US 30 here. Should be continuing up. Oh, wow. Man, US 30 does these wild rides. Wild ride down, wild ride up. Looks like the sell stop is about to get activated. I can see the price up over here. Coming up at 135, 600. Yeah, I don't even know why I look at US 30 anymore. I don't even trade it. Yeah, I think we should. I mean, it should activate the sell stop and then continue moving down, right? We have a clean move down to 135, 400. It's like a 15, 20 pip drop. If it does activate it, my stop is going to be above this candle, which is going to be like 8 pips. So I'm going to go off of that. You invest in BitConnect? No, I don't do that. All right, let's take a look at this chart. This is stop loss zone, GU. Retest for it to continue down. Yeah, makes sense. It got activated. My sell got activated here. So got the stop above this 15-minute candle around, let's say 135, 680. TP is somewhere at 135, 490. 135, 680. 2,000 people's sell stops got activated and went in drawdown.
Oh god.
I got in on the prior 15 minutes candle pushing down.
I
Oh,
got
yeah.
in at my bad.
Do you ever pay attention to M's and W's? No. Oh, nice. Look at that trade. Beautiful. Steven got.
My earliest entry was at 135.73. Like I said, I was waiting for the top wick to form on the 30-minute, and it did.
Nice.
It's a little risky, but the stops were like really tight. So 2,000 people's so stops got activated.
Yeah, like I was expecting it to continue moving further down. You know, that's why I have a sell stop. So let's see what happens here. Let's take a look here. This is, I noticed on the 4-hour high time frame, there's a resistance formed 135, 535 is something you take into 535. Oh, support formed. Yeah, you guys really need to fix this resistance support. Yeah, let's take a look here. 535, somewhere over. I think it's this one right over here. Yeah, that's why I had this sell stop. It was below the low price created right here. So I was expecting it to continue moving further down this low. I mean, if it happens, that's awesome, you know, but if it doesn't, then I guess this is an area of rejection.
It should definitely continue down before 8 p.m. That push. I mean 8 a.m.
Do you believe GJ will drop below 135? That's, I don't know, it has to drop below 135 400 first before dropping below 135. So if you look at 135 is right over here. It's way too far away. Oh, it looks like it's going to be a losing day here today. Stealth stop did not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close 50% right here on my position here. Manage this risk here a little bit. So I closed 50% here.
I think it's just making a top wick on the 15.
Let's take a look at pre-markets here. Pre-markets are positive 600, 500 points. So US 30 should be creating some sort of, should be pulling back to continue moving bullish. Right? Yeah, it should be doing that. Let's take a look on the 5-minute here. Meh, it's okay. It's still in there. 30 minutes, still bearish. 15-minute. Yeah, now it just gotta continue below 135 600 to continue down. Men should have taken profits, haha. Well, shoulda, woulda, coulda. Should always take profits, should always secure. How do you trade so fast? I don't know if I'm trading fast enough. Oh, Japanese, they kept the rates the same. They haven't changed the rates in a very, very, very long time. I think that move up yesterday was due to the fact, you know, like the rates were incoming. That's why we had that move up. Asian Open, and then after Asian Open, prices continued to rally. Came down, created a low, went up, created like a resistance to continue moving down. So I mean, if it does move down, I think that's going to be pretty awesome. But if it doesn't, then oh well. I think it's going to be a beautiful day then because the risk is managed, so I'm pretty happy. With magic keys, it's like magic. Yes, it's magic. Done for the day. Took 2 losses, had 2 losses, but managed my position for both. Perfect. Do you check the 1 day candle or 15 minutes? I normally check where prices is right now. So I had a sell stop below this low price made. I was anticipating price to continue down to, like activate the sell stop and continue moving down and mirror these candles, but it came down and activated and pulled up. This is why buy stops and sell stops are risky, because it's like when you're putting sell stops and buy stops, it's like you're entering a position while it's moving up or down, right? So you really need to manage your risk when you're putting sell stops, manage your risk while you're putting buy stops, because I mean, when I use buy stops and sell stops, I don't use my complete risk with it. I use like portion of the risk, because you got to keep your losses small, right, on risky entries. Do you use indicators in the start, or you have I was reading candles? I used to use all the indicators like Fibonacci's, RSI's, Bollinger Bands, MACD, stochastics. Could it be ranging now? Yeah, I think so. Like if it rejects 135, 600 here, then it's definitely ranging. It's going to start ranging. But if this candle, let's take a look on a 30-minute, right? 30 minutes closing bearish. 15-minute is kind of like a bullish candle, so I closed 50% at this point. So it is what it is here. This is my second trade for the day, and I think after this trade, I'm done for the day. I'm gonna accept this trade as a losing day today if it comes up. Do you ever use Ichimoku? No, no Ichimoku. I think I tried Ichimoku, but then I stopped. Close below support, risked 14 pips, 10 pips secured. Very nice. Now someone's going to say, oh, that was negative risk reward. But the thing is, you anticipated more than 14 pips for price to fall, but you secured 10 pips. So that's pretty good. If you're a runner running, I think that's even better. How did you find out what works and what doesn't work? You just got to stick to one thing, man. Everything works. Everything works. Whatever strategy you're learning right now, whoever you're trying to learn Forex from right now, that thing works. But you just got to stick to that one thing. Because thing is, like, if you have a strategy and you're like working on that strategy and you're like, okay, that strategy has a 70% win rate, right? And you're focusing on that. And then a week later, you learn a new strategy and then you implement that new strategy, right? And once you start implementing that new strategy, now essentially what's happening is now you're mixing the winning rate and the losing rate of the new strategy with the older strategy you were already using, right? So now your winning probability overall has decreased, and maybe your losing probability has increased, right? Because you're adding the winning probability of a new strategy, which might contradict some setups on your winning strategy. So it's really important. So if you're only using fibs, just use fibs. If you're only using candles, just use candles. If you're using Elliott wave or Wyckoff or some scientific methods, just focus on that. All right, let's take a look at this chart here. This is retest. Continue in this range possibly. Fake out. Yes, this is too small to be a fake out. That's what I think. I think it's way too small to be called a fake out. The movement down was way too small. I mean, if it does continue going up, I mean, that's fine. Um, Still got 1 minute left here for it to close. I think at this point, I'm going to be looking to exit everything here because it's going to continue up to our stop loss. Well, to my stop loss. So I closed everything right over here. Trade 1, DJ sells. -8 pips. Beautiful. Did you try pivot points? No. Actually, someone tried telling me about pivot points, and then I don't know, I didn't really understand them. Someone said they're the highs on the daily and the lows on the daily. I just didn't really understand them at all. So I didn't bother further.
Yeah, I closed everything. Got 5 pips out of that.
Beautiful. There's a YouTube channel that tests more strategies. Oh. Hey, can I ask you what does it mean when a bullish or bearish candle closes with no top or the bottom wick? That has been discussed a lot of times on the streams. That just means there's no range for the next candle to go down. Well, looks like 2,000 people weren't enough to move the market today. We'll need a couple million more. Can you take a look at this? Let's take a look at this trade.
It looks like it's gonna range for now.
Clean traffic, waiting for a 30-minute candle. And if it does go below support, lows below, I'm taking sales. Yeah, looks good. I think the better opportunity is going to be once price comes below this area and creates a low, because you want a low to be formed. Because see how it's moving down, right? It's moving down ferociously over here. Down, down. So even if it breaks support with this candle and moves down, I think taking a sell is going to get a little risky, just like the sell on GGI had, because now you'd be expecting it to move down, 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 down. So you got to ask yourself how much longer it's going to keep falling like that. You know, that's a falling knife. So I think a better opportunity is going to be for it to let it move down, retrace, create like a resistance, and then take the trade moving down. I think that's going to be a better opportunity. All right, let's go back over here. Yeah, it's just in a range right now.
I just enter on this trade, Reja. Right now, I'm expecting this 30-minute candle to do the work for the drop down. My stop loss is 11 pips. It's on top of the previous 15-minute candle.
Oh, nice.
30-minute candle, I'm sorry. So I'm expecting this 30-minute candle to go and do the retest of the previous week of the previous 30-minute candle and continue dropping to retest. I will say 135.350 at least.
Yeah, that makes sense. This one should continue down and hit at least 135 for 100.
Other than that, I've been looking for buys above 135, 13600 flat. Okay, 136 flat, because then this 1 hour candle is gonna make the liquidity grab for the next when New York open is gonna continue pushing up. But as is right now, I'm expecting it to drop to retest the 135 350.
Yeah, it just needs to break below this 600 level.
Yeah.
What was your biggest obstacle when you first started trading? Sticking to 1 or 2 trades. That was my biggest obstacle. If you can't stick to 1 or 2 trades a day, there's no hope at all. I say this every day. I wish I got a $10 every time I said that. 1 or 2 trades a day. That's it. That's all what you need. even if you have a losing day, that's fine. That's fine. Even if you're losing day, that's perfectly okay. Think about the people who don't show their losing days. Hmm. You know. So.
I managed to do one live this morning. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, someone told me you blew their account too.
Yeah, well, actually, risk management, right? Now,
Yeah.
the thing is, I took a really tough entry because I was trying to add to my original position. So I was leveraging my original position, which is a long way back, and I was trying to find a better entry to add to for the rest of today for longer term plays. And it wasn't really a small structured plan, if that makes sense. So it wasn't something for like 5-10 pips. I was just trying to add to my original position. So, but it was a risk. But then that London Open, I was expecting maybe to get a push up at that time, and we never did. It went the complete opposite way. So to take sells off, it was a good option. But yeah, it didn't do me no favors. But
Yeah.
that's why it is. It is.
It is what it
What
is.
happened with the news? Didn't happen much, right?
Well, yeah, kind of. But I mean, you got the news from the yen overnight, which you see there's a big movement, and then obviously that's just like a correction this morning. And at the 8 o'clock open, we discussed taking sales on the 8 o'clock open, basically, which is basically that. Yeah, exactly where you're looking there. There's about 30 pip move down, so that's a good option. Then we wait for support to form because I was still looking for buys overall, and then to correct that move back up to the top at 136, but it never really made it. So it's two good trades, but still, it was just correcting that move from overnight. I think there's a lot of news this week, right? So it's a tough one, I think.
If you see it every day, you get about okay. All right, let's take a look here. We got retail sales. We got CAD CPI tomorrow. Ooh, nice day. We got more FMC news coming on. Employment for the Australian dollar. Oh, we got GBP interest rates.
Look at Thursday.
Thursday. Yeah, man. This week for the pound is nasty, dude. It's not good. My session's not fun.
You know what? It's good in a way that the Brexit talks are open now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right? They're starting to opening up the economy as well.
Yep. Everything's kind of opening up shop-wise and stuff. Well,
Yeah.
the main shops are being open now. I think the non-essential shops are opening, I think, towards the end of this month, I think they said. So, yeah, things are getting to, more realistic working and stuff. So, people are going back to work properly and that. So, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I also think that if the Brexit talks are in, most Brexit news has really pushed pound up. So the reason I like Brexit talks opening up again is that if I'm gonna be in a buy and the news comes in for Brexit, it's just gonna shoot up.
Yeah, it's going to give you that added push, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
or if I'm gonna miss that buy, then most these Brexit news is just like someone saying something about Brexit.
Yep.
So that move is gonna get corrected.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then that'll give you further opportunities. I mean, it worked. It did the same last year, didn't it? So it was, as long as you can time it right, and if you're in a position, and like you said, if you're holding, like you're saying, holding a few runners every so often, if that happens while you're holding a runner, that's going to be a bonus, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Raja, should we have the same analysis on all time frame and we take a position or no? It depends on you, depends on time frame, depends on what time of the day you're in, depends on what your risk is at that day. It depends on a lot of things. There are a lot of variables at play at that point. Like right now, there's no trade. It's just kind of like bouncing in this area. There's no trade so far. GJ, looking for entry at 30-minute candle when it breaks the support to come down to 135. Yeah, it looks good. I think. Yeah, I took 2 trades and both were losses there. Close. You see how I managed my losses. But that would look good if we break below this area here, 135, 400 to continue moving down. Let's take a look here. Oh yeah, Monty's is gonna get stopped out of break even.
I don't want that.
Ooh, bearish candle closed below support. Entry on the close of bearish candle. Clean. Nice. Partial closed at 10 pips. Runner at break even. Beautiful. Pew pew pew. Are you done for the day? Me, I think I am done for the day. Yeah, I took a $300 loss today.
It's not that bad.
No, not at all.
Good.
It's pretty good. That's 1% loss of my profits this month. Pretty good.
Yeah. I closed 5 pips, made 150. Still better than nothing.
Can you discuss a little bit on how to manage runners? Had an entry in Asian session last night, moved stops to break even. Once went into decent profit because candle closed, got stopped out, and trade went back into my way. Any advice? Yeah, my best advice for that is going to be, it is what it is. Basically, that's it. You know, my runners get stopped out as well. You know, and there's um, logically and physically, there's no way for me to manage runners while I'm asleep. You know, and I think that's normal for everyone else too. Sometimes they run like, think about the runner you had with GBP and New Zealand. I think there was like a month and a half ago. You know, so sometimes runner runs, sometimes they get stopped out at break even. Most of my runners get stopped out at break even. I leave runners all the time in Asian session and they get stopped out. But when they don't get stopped out, I make sure I tell everyone about it. Hey, look, 100 pips.
100 pips. I'm the same. Like yesterday, I got that entry of 136, 300. I'm like, oh my god, this thing ran for like 50 pips.
Yeah. Do you have any suggestions, books for Forex? Yeah, I don't. Yeah, this is one book you can read. It's called 10 Essentials of Forex. This book. 10 Essentials of Forex. I read this book. I've read like 10 pages of this book. It's pretty good. What'd you think about this? Let's take a look at this chart. This is buys above 135.750, okay, in this range here, in this 25 pip range, and sells below 135.600. Yeah, I'm looking at the same thing here. Sells below 135.600, and I mean buys over here, it'll get pretty risky. I mean, 16, 17 pips. Which pages, so I know which ones to rip out. Yeah, I'm a very selective reader. I just read what I want to read. I basically look at a book, I look at the contents, and if I see something I want to read, I just read that. I don't believe in reading the whole thing, just what you want to get out of it, so you don't waste time. Could you help take a look at my analysis and thought process for this trade, please? All right, Samuel. Let's take a look over here. Let's take a look what you got going. Wrong chart, man. Wrong chart. You are banned from sending charts
Going
now.
back to the Gulag, man.
Back to the Gulag. What?
Man, at times Mac just goes extra. He just goes so extra.
That's when I drink coffee.
Next level.
I'll just bounce back.
We don't want you bouncing, man. We want you staying on the ground. See?
All right, let me take a deep breath.
Calm.
Yeah, gold is also ranging here. I mean, if these candles start closing bullish on gold, 1 hour is like did a deep liquidity grab here, closed above 1730. I don't trade gold, but just like looking at it the way it moves, you got this 30-minute candles closing bullish in 17 minutes. I guess we should continue moving up. Let's see what they're saying here. They're expecting it to be really, really, really good. Core retail sales, expecting to be really good. Yeah, if they're really, really good, look at that. Previous was minus 17. They're expecting positive 5.5. That's really, really good. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. Even though if you look at it from a fundamental perspective, I mean, if you look at the fact that okay, are people really buying stuff now? They're purchasing stuff, so that's what basically retail sales are. But like because they're slowly opening up the economy as the stores are opening, so it's bound to make retail sales go up. At the same time, this data is from May. It's not from June. This is from May, so we'll have to see what happens here. Let's take a look at this chart. Euro USD. Oh, nice. Someone got a nice entry on Euro USD for sells. There's nothing to buy. It's all looted. Yeah, I mean, if gold starts going up 1734, because if you look left, it's clean candles here. There's like recent resistance here. It's closing above these candles here to the left. You could kind of like argue that okay, if they're expecting good news, maybe gold is pushing up to drop later on with the good news. I mean, that's a theory. You can have theories and go off of that. What I'm thinking is, where will price push GPJPY with the New York Open, or is it just going to range? Can you check US 30 and what it means? I think you need to send a chart on US 30. But from what I see is that it made a high at 26,315, came down, started forming a support, and then it should continue moving bullish. Yeah. Let's take a look at this chart. GP CAD waiting for a solid 1 hour close, then take a break of that candle high to head up. Cautious of strong daily resistance. Yeah, that could happen. It's good you have the zone here because it might, on the small time frames, this might get respected as resistance for a continued move down. But we'll see what happens. Do you ever buy with no confirmation to keep stops very low? No, I don't do that. Very rare. It's very rare that I'm going to use a sell stop or a buy stop. Extremely rare. Oh, very nice. Trade played out here on your JPY. I remember this chart. This was sent by King Moi. Beautiful. Waiting for retest of broken support on a 15-minute break. Very nice. Hey, good morning. How old are you? Where do you live in Canada? I am, yeah, I'm old enough. I think that's a very personal question. How old are you and where do you live in Canada?
And what's your social?
Yeah. Okay, forgot to turn on sharing. Okay, let's take a look at this. Samuel Lamb is giving a second shot at this trade. We got our fingers crossed. Wrong chart, Samuel Lamb. Samuel Lamb can no longer send charts today.
Damn, Samuel.
Samuel Lang 2 times.
Strike 2.
Yeah, it's done.
Damn, Samuel.
What are your thoughts and the others on the stream about meditation? Meditation works when you're not trading. I mean, trading is necessarily not gonna meditation is not gonna help you with trading 100%. It's not gonna help you with trading. I've tried that. It didn't help at all.
Every time I hear about meditation, God, it pisses me off.
It's so dumb. Like
It is.
if meditation helped, all the monks, all these religious leaders would be billionaires.
I think
If
it
it
works.
worked, then at your job you would be told to meditate for a half an hour a day.
Yeah.
Instead
Some
of
jobs
taking
actually
lunch.
do that. Some people actually do that.
The reason why people think meditation works is because in this world, in the last 20 years, people have become snowflakes. So they need an outlet to make themselves calm instead of actually using their own mind to control the anxiety or the issues that they have. All this hyper sensitivity has come from the fact that people are overly stimulated and they're constantly watching everybody else and what they do. You can just take a look at how many Karens of the world showed up, right? You're in a parking lot, you're walking around, someone always makes a comment about something. That's the reason why everyone's anxiety level is so high, is because you feel that you're constantly being watched, or you have to watch somebody to actually make it in the world, and you don't. If you just focus on yourself and deal with yourself, you feel a lot better. And you don't need to meditate, you don't need to take pills, you don't need to, go speak to, do all these different things. Like, you just relax. And people just need to do that. Just focus on yourself. Life is so much easier. I go out and water my lawn. I'm not worried about my neighbor's lawn. I'm worried about mine. Like, I'm not worried about what my neighbor thinks, because I like what I'm doing. But if you don't, that's where the anxiety levels come in, and that's where you start worrying, and you need to start meditating to calm yourself down, because you're getting inundated by so much stimulus. And I mean stimulus by the fact that your senses are being overloaded because you're allowing them to be overloaded. You can walk through the park and you could critique every little thing in the park, and your mind would go mental. Just enjoy the park. That's it.
I'm inundated.
Yeah, honestly, people that are suffering from like these traumas are overworking their minds. They're allowing their minds to be inundated by all this stimulus around them. Pictures, people, places, things, like what they don't have, what they do have. Why do they have it? Why not me? What happened yesterday? How come it's raining? I'm wet. I'm dry. I'm hot. I'm cold. Like, man, just live life.
Right. Be more like Ted.
Yeah. It's honestly, it's just relax. You trust me, life will work itself out. I know you don't think it will. It always does. What you're meant to have in your life, you will get. If you're not meant to have it, you're not meant to get it.
So I guess you haven't got like a dream wall then.
God, those are stupid things too.
I don't know what they're
Motivation
called
wall.
actually. What they're
Yeah,
called?
vision walls.
The vision wall. Yeah.
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 My vision is to make sure my fridge has food in it every day and I can eat. That's my vision.
Yeah, I've got clocks on my
And
wall.
and my the roof on my head doesn't cave in, or
It's not leaking.
it's not leaking. Those are the main things that I worry about. The luxury item I worry about lately is my air conditioning. I have essential air, so I worry about making sure that's tip top.
Yeah.
Other than that, those are my visions: staying cool at night and during the day in my house, and
Food.
making sure I have food in my fridge and my roof doesn't leak. That's pretty much my vision wall.
Yes, I am. I do
I-
like other things.
I think when it comes to meditation and you want to trade, it doesn't work like that, because as the same thing you said, like outside in the world, like you're getting exposed to so many different things. So when you're trading, a normal human mind is looking at the 30-minute chart, 15-minute chart, 5-minute chart, the 1-minute chart. So all this information is coming at you at supersonic speed. And like when you're trying to, I mean, meditation and trading, it doesn't go hand in hand, because it just doesn't work like that. It You just have to make a conscious effort to know that, okay, what am I going to do while I'm trading? When you go to the gym, you don't meditate first and then you work out. You just go there, you're like, okay, I have to do this exercise, and then I'm done. When you're coming to trading, you know that, okay, I'm going to take 1 or 2 trades, win or loss, and then I'm going to call it a day. And then I'm going to meditate if it makes me feel good about myself or whatever. That's separate. Um, I've tried meditation while being in drawdown, and the drawdowns kept on increasing, so I stopped it.
You're still lost.
Yeah, still lost.
That's like people tell me, oh, if you meditate, you'll be calm. No, I'll be calm when I stop getting agitated.
Mhm.
That's all I have to do is stop being agitated, and I can choose to be agitated or I can choose not to be agitated. Meditation won't change my state of mind. because all it'll do is it'll set me into a space of, well, why am I doing this? I know what's wrong with me. I'm agitated, or I shouldn't be involved in this discussion, or I shouldn't be doing this. Like most times, about 95% of the times, I'm consciously aware of why I'm agitated or why I have the attitude I have. I'm very self-aware of that. Do I choose to improve on it? No. Do I care? No. I choose to do what I want to do. And I've been like that since I was 5 years old, and it served me well. I mean, I get into a lot of trouble with a lot of people, but I also help myself at that point.
Oh wow, your 30 did go up as we were talking
Mm.
about it. 50 points.
Oh, now see, now all the people that meditate are saying, "How can you say that?" Well,
Oh,
here's the
Sucker.
thing. What I want to know is, if meditation helps everybody, why isn't it given? Why aren't we given time throughout the day, like a meal, to meditate? So if we eat 3 times a day, and people have told us eating 3 times a day is proper practice, why hasn't there been a push for meditation? I always look at all this new age stuff and these weird things. Not weird, I guess, because I'll get in more trouble for saying that. But these um, ideas that can assist you, they always seem to come up when we're trying to make excuses for something else. And or we're trying to, I look at, every kid now should be praised or given a participation medal because we're hurting their self-esteem by telling them they're wrong, or we're damaging people. You're not damaging people, you're giving people real life experiences. The problem is, it's the way that you speak to people is damaging. The way that the information is presented is damaging. If you tell a kid that they finished last, that's reality. They finished last. That's not damaging. If you tell them that they suck for finishing last, that's damaging.
Yeah,
If
it's
you
different.
if you turn around and say, well, you finished last because you didn't do this, and this, and next time for you not to finish last, this is what you have to do. There's nothing damaging about that. You're not hurting a child's self-esteem. What people forget is we live in a constant age of gratification, and we have to realize there can only be one winner. We should not be mad at that winner. We should be happy that there's someone that won, but we should look at ourselves and say, what could I do to improve the next time? It's similar with trading. You don't get mad at a trader for doing well at trading or making money. You get mad at the fact that you're not doing what you need to do to get to that level. And what do you need to work on to get to that point? That's where we go wrong as a society. We get mad at successful people because we're not successful, and it's like, don't get mad at them. Fix what you're doing and figure out how to be successful in your own terms. And maybe you're not going to be a millionaire or 100,000aire, but maybe you'll make enough money to be comfortable. That's the issue in today's society. We hate people because they're successful. It's like, don't hate them. Figure out what's wrong with yourself and fix it. And if you can't figure that out, that's the issue. The issue isn't with Elon Musk being a billionaire. That's not my issue. I don't care that he's a billionaire. I'm happy that he's a billionaire. My issue is, why am I not a billionaire, and what do I have to do to get there? That's my issue. I can't hate on somebody who's successful. That's stupid. That's the dumbest thing I could ever do to myself, is hate on somebody that has done something that it has made them successful, that's made them comfortable, that's given them freedom. No, I look at my life and say, okay, what do I have to do to get to that? Like, maybe I have to do something different. Like, that's the reason why we're in a society that we're in. We validate people, and then we don't validate ourselves. We should be validating ourselves before we validate someone else. The CIA is talking about our brain. Hating on people that meditate. No, I don't hate on people that meditate. I just say that there's no benefit overall. That's not hating. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, you can't take someone's opinion seriously. I mean, it's just you can't do that.
That's what it is, isn't it? It's an opinion.
If someone has an opinion, that's because they have an opinion, and if you don't agree with it, then that's fine. It's not like they're hating it. But these conversations only happen when price is ranging and there are no trades.
Yes.
Exactly that. So what
Pretty
color
much.
did you paint your wall? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
When there's nothing to do.
I give you the John Madden color commentary of trading.
Exactly.
If there's important things to say, I stay quiet because I really have I have no benefit.
No, because you create havoc. That's
Yeah, it looks like GJ is now bouncing up from that area and trying to come up over here.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. There's always going to be studies for pros and there's studies against. There's commissioned studies that are paid for just to give you the answer that you want. There's always going to be pros and cons. But like I said, at the end of the day, if you believe meditation helps you, so be it. If you believe drugs help you, so be it. I've survived 40 years on this planet without taking drugs, without meditating, and just focusing on myself. And I think that was always the right way to do things, because at the end of the day, I'm the only one that's going to feed me. I'm the only one that's going to clothe me. I'm the only one that's going to put a roof over my head. And I think if you need to meditate to get clarity, there's something beyond inside of you that is not clear to begin with. And when I talk to people that meditate, a lot of people that I've spoken to that meditate, they worry about things that they have no control over to begin with. A lot of people that have high anxiety also worry about things that are uncontrollable. Don't get me wrong, there are people that suffer from anxiety. I get anxiety when I take a plane ride, but that's because I'm not in control. So now I understand that I have to figure out where that anxiety stems from. So when we look at things, a lot of times when we want clarity, it's because our mind is full of stuff that we probably don't need to begin with. And I think if you clear your mind, you probably won't need to meditate as much, because you will be in a state of calm to begin with. So it's just we do what we do to help each other. But I mean, if you told me to meditate, I would just sit there and stare at you, because it's like, this is not going to help. I'm already calm. I can rile myself up, and I can calm myself down within seconds. It's just the nature of who I am.
Do we really think US30 is still bullish here above 26,300?
Later today, probably.
Yeah, I was just looking at this. Got 180 point range till 26,500. Someone's saying equities are at an all-time high. Pre-markets are also at an all-time. Well, they're pretty up. 500 points, 477. Please, Raja, can you look at this chart? Okay. Oh. Let's take a look at this. This is, oh, okay, yeah, I've seen this chart before. Price is just ranging right now. All right, monetary policy report submitted to Congress on June 12th. Beautiful. Bookmark this. GJ is troublesome right now. Yes, it's ranging. How many years did you survive? It's going to be getting close to 40 years of survival on this earth.
Survival's good.
Yeah, survived this far so far.
Without meditation.
Yeah, I do yoga, every morning I do yoga. If that's form of meditation, I mean, cool. I just do yoga to just stretch my body.
Namaste.
Hey, meditation is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Once you connect with meditation, you unlock many things in your life.
Not in trading.
Love you, Uncle Ted. Love you, Raja.
Yeah.
Who's that? Is that Alex?
It's someone you haven't seen in a long time.
That's
Alex.
Nick. No, that's Nick.
That's Nick. Oh,
Yeah, it's Nick.
hey Nick.
Nick.
I
Oh,
know,
yeah.
dude. I've been down in the trenches
Nice. Welcome back.
meditating.
I see that.
Welcome back.
How's,
back.
how's the
I
meditation
recognize the
going?
voice. I was like, is that Alex or is that Nick? Because you guys have similar voices.
Yeah, he's a beautiful man. I can't lie.
This chart here, it might have some issues right over here. Since you're anticipating the news to push it up. Could work.
If you're looking at US 30, we might have a clean move up starting probably to about 380 and then ultimately to 515, 520.
I'll be honest. I can't believe you guys are trading US 30 now.
Evolution.
Meditation.
I guess it's because of COVID, huh?
That is true. That is true. How married and unmarried people affect their trading habit.
I mean, if you have a stressful relationship, your trading is not going to go too well. I can tell you that right now. Because you need a clear mind, you need no one to disturb you, you need to be... Because, listen, if you're having financial issues, it's going to show in your trading because you're going to want to overtrade and make gains to pay off debts. If you're going to have problems in your house, you're still going to overtrade because you want to prove someone wrong, or you want to prove to them that you are worth it, and then trading is not going to work.
That is very true.
You need to be in a very, very good position in your life to have trading work. I mean, you shouldn't. The one thing is you shouldn't have any financial issues when you come into trading.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing is if you don't have a job right now and you're trying to trade to make money, you're just going to dump more money. And if you are chasing money, you're just going to dump more money. You're never going to pay down your debts thinking about your debts. You're going to pay down your debts by actually just paying down your debts, if that makes sense. And what I mean by that is hoping that you're going to get a big score in trading, hoping that you're going to get that job promotion, hoping that money's going to land on your lap. You can't do that paying down debts. What you got to do is just put in the work. You got a job, start putting money towards your credit card bills, to whatever debts you have. If that's not enough money, you gotta get another job. Can't trade anymore? Too bad. Like that's life. Like we have to stop thinking as a society that you're entitled to the fact that, hey, I should be doing a job that earns me this much, and with that I should be able to trade also, so that I can just hang out all day and go golfing in the afternoon. You don't get to that level until you put in the work. And the sooner you realize that, the less money you're going to spend in terms of your trading accounts, and less money you're going to blow, or less accounts you're going to blow. If you're going to be stubborn about that and you're going to think that, hey, I'm entitled to be a trader and I'm going to come out of high school or university and just trade for the rest of my life because that's what I'm going to do, you're sadly mistaken. Only maybe 1% to 5% of people in the world will ever get to that point. The rest of us are slugs. We all had to work. We all had to work shitty jobs we didn't like. We all had to work crazy hours. We all had to commute 2 hours a day. We all had to do that. I did that for years. I commuted 2.5 hours a day to my job. I worked 12-hour days. It's a fact of life. So you have to make the conscious effort. If you have debt, you have bills, you need to figure out a way to pay those things on a consistent basis without hoping that you get a good trade today on GJ and it doesn't range, or it does that. You really need to fix those issues, and when you fix those issues, I guarantee you trading will be so much easier. You'll love trading. You'll think it's the best thing because you'll be like, hey, I have no debt. I made $10 today. Perfect. I go buy a coffee.
Ted, you went 2 hours to work?
Yeah, my
That's
commute was
fucking nuts, dude.
hour and a half each way. Yeah.
Did you hit traffic or was it just
Dude,
smooth sailing?
That's what it was. It was just always
It
traffic
was all
every day.
traffic, wasn't Canada
Yeah.
bullshit, huh?
Yeah, and
Fucking A.
I took public transport. I didn't even drive.
That's what I did when I
because
started.
it was too expensive to park. It was like $40 or $30 a day to park your car
That's
plus
fucking
gas.
crazy. That's like San Francisco rates, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me because people would be like, oh, why don't you just drive? I'm like, no, because if I drove, it cost me $40, where bus cost me $3.75. Like, why would I spend the extra money? It cost me my time, so I had to sacrifice my time instead of my money.
What did you listen to on the way over? Like, I know you had earbuds. I know you did.
No, I for the most part I didn't. I only started using like my headset, like my like earbuds and stuff like that in the last like couple years of my commuting. For the most part, I would just read the free newspaper. Like they give you a free newspaper on the transit system, and I would just read that every day.
That's smart. That's smart. You probably were in the financial section.
No, the free newspaper was basically full of garbage. Like it was just like high level
stupid shit. Kim
the high level
Kardashian
news.
shit.
Yeah, exactly. It would give you like the basis of the news of what happened yesterday, and then you could finish it in 20 minutes or whatever.
When market is ranging like it is right now, do you ever think in taking positions in other pairs? I mean, if you see a set of... Oh, no, not at all. Not at all. See, it's ranging on GJ, so I'm not even thinking about taking a trade on another pair at all. Even though I'm looking at US 30 to break above, 26,350. But I'm not looking to take a trade on any pair. Especially after I've taken 2 trades and I've had 2 losses, so I'm just at this point just like waiting. How do I share my chart? If you can't figure out how to share the chart, I think it's going to get really tough here for you. It's actually really easy to share charts. What's this? S&P 500. Buys. Oh, very nice.
Oh,
Beautiful.
nice. I think the S&P moves really good. Clear.
If I ever get a child, sir, make a video on cloud crypto mining company. I have no idea what that is. No idea. Right now, I'm putting in work on the charts right now. I'm putting in a lot of work, and that work being put in is waiting. That's being work put in. Waiting because price is ranging. There's nothing to do, no trade to look at, nothing to read, just plain waiting. Just like when you go to the bus stand and you wait for the bus, you have absolutely nothing to do than to just wait. Bus comes on, you get on the bus, you go on your way. If you get on the wrong bus, your analysis was wrong. Same thing in the trade.
Buses suck, man. I remember waiting for the bus in the winter. Oh, man.
We used to walk a lot. Like, we used to walk 300 meters in PEI when it was like snowing, like 3 feet snow, 4 feet snow, and yeah, it was pretty harsh.
At one point, like I remember a couple of winters where it was so bad where I had to get to work. I prided myself in showing up to work at 11 o'clock when I started my job at 9 because it literally took me 3.5 hours to get to work. And I'd literally get to work and I would sort of just laugh to myself because it's like it's 11 o'clock and my boss would look at me and they're like, oh, like the commute was pretty bad. I'm like, yeah, it was actually. And like nobody would get mad at you for showing up late because obviously like it's out of your control. But I just remember how stupid I felt for like traveling to work for 3.5 hours in the morning, and then I knew it was going to be even a worse commute at home or at night because it gets dark earlier and everyone's trying to get home at the same time at this point because going to work people have different hours, right? So it's not as bad, but then coming home everybody's going to be congested at the exact same time. So I just like there was times where I left the office at like 6. I didn't get home till like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and I'd just be like, that's great. Like, I might as well just go to bed now, forget about dinner.
Yeah, just leave dinner.
Yeah. But I mean, that's why like when people ask me like why like I don't go, I'm not extravagant with like stuff that I spend and stuff. It's because I remember all these little things that I used to do where it's just like, man, I never want to go back there. And I never want to have to go back to a job or commute. I never want to have to take public transit ever again. Like I don't want to do those things. And it's not that you shouldn't or that they're wrong. It's I now have choice and I always want to keep that choice.
Yeah, that's what you worked hard for.
Yeah,
The
it's because
choice.
I know what it's like to take public transit. Trust me, I was on the bus with everybody. I was sitting in the back of the bus with everybody, and you know, the guy gets on the bus and doesn't want to pay his bus fare, and then the bus sits there for 20 minutes because the guy doesn't want to pay his fare.
Yep.
So
Or
like
doesn't
literally,
have it.
we take a collection plate so that we can just go because it's like $3.75 or whatever it is, and it's like, man, I just want to get to work. So like everybody would literally, there was one time I remember people would just chip in like 50 cents, 25 cents, 10 cents, and we got enough change to give that guy a bus fare. Because I'm like, it's like, man, we just got to get somewhere. Like, I don't want to sit here for like half an hour.
Wait, where did you sit on the bus? Back seat?
I tried to sit. I couldn't sit in the back because my legs were too long, so it smashed the seat. So I always just stood. Or I got a seat where you sit like sideways on the bus. You don't sit like facing the front.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got in on a buy. I'm just aiming for 10 pips.
Yeah, I don't know if you see my chat. I sent one a little while ago, just in case.
Yeah. It's the second last trade that I'm going to give on GJ, but I think we should be good after we close on this 15. Throughout pre-New York Open until 9 a.m. Should continue pushing up to maybe 136 flat. That's my TP on the run. The other one's about to close.
Yeah, if you took the US 30 buys, you should be good now. We just hit 380. So we just cleared that, and the next target should be around 500. And that was off, what you'd be doing is you'd be working off the currency open at 8 a.m. So that was like 15 minutes ago. You should be up a nice chunk.
I'm up already 10 pips on GJ and leaving a runner.
Oh, GJ, yes.
Yeah, 30-minute look good.
Yeah, that's why I entered. Should continue up.
Yeah, GJ, we should be going up to about 136, 300 very
Yeah.
easily.
Yeah.
I'm aiming for 136 flat on the runner. Should get there before 9 a.m.
I'd like to see it exceed, looking at what's happened over the last few weeks, I'd like to see it exceed the Asian high, because that was mainly news-based, right?
Yeah.
I think like 430. But before that, yeah, there's obviously targets way before that, but I think
Yeah, you get
realistically
easy target would probably be like Mac was saying, like 136 even, 136 033, and then I mean I could possibly see us going to 136 700.
Yeah, well, what I was thinking is if we can break the 4-hour resistance now at this top level at like 100-ish, I think it is. You've got the lower range of that 4-hour consolidation box we had last week and the week before at about 435, something like that.
Yeah,
that would be a target for me, which is basically the wicks, just above the wicks of this these previous 4 hours.
So
and
this
then
you should hit this. You should hit this easily, and then once we create a support in this area here, this candle will be filled, this area here, because when we look once again in this area here, you can see that's probably not a good color, but do this and let me do this. So what I'd be looking at is essentially this area right here. I didn't draw it the best, but you can see how many times price actually had a very, very strong body in it. And that's where I would say that more than likely this price should finish. We should go right into those boxed areas. Just the way momentum is, also keeping in mind that we have, we're early on in this session, so we should continue to climb. But I think your key will be how we react right around here first.
Yeah,
And then
first
ultimately
place.
over here, to make sure that I would like to ultimately see a support created right in this area here, so that we can then drive further up. That's what I'd like. I mean, obviously, if it just continues to plow, I mean, that's great. But I think you're going to need a little bit of a support before we continue to move up.
Yeah. We kind of want one of them candles, don't you? That's got that kind of into
Yeah,
that zone over
exactly.
there.
Yeah. You want to do that to give yourself a little bit of space to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't really taken a trade yet. Sorry, yeah, I haven't taken a trade yet. I took a trade yesterday during Asian with the US 30, so I was able to catch the move, catch some of the move yesterday. Ooh, but I didn't take the trade that I talked about just now.
Have you been watching EA at all recently this week?
Yeah, it
did coming
did
down nice on the 4 hours, or
yeah, it did dump again, so that was good.
yeah.
Wow, US 30, we did call this move up.
Yeah, I mean, man, US 30, like you said earlier, Raja, it's very hard to trade. Like I like the analysis. Like there was a couple people in the YouTube chat I was talking with, and they were taking buys, and I didn't really like that they were taking buys that early, but I could see the reason why. It's just because it's such a finicky pair. There was someone I was talking to in the chat. They took buys like about like 45 minutes ago or half an hour ago, and that was actually a really good buy. I just couldn't believe that it would do that, because sometimes with US 30 we get a huge pullback before it goes, and now with the currency open with US 30, I mean, I could easily see us going to like 27,000 again, because there's talk about that $1 trillion stimulus package that they're going to bring in, and the Dow keeps pushing. With yesterday's massive wick to the downside at 25,000, that's a huge liquidity run. And if you look on the daily with US 30, you have a massive bearish candle that we're filling up now at that point. Like, so I mean, this candle here is easily going to be filled with this area here. So it's actually a really good play. So people that got in US 30 early, I mean, I would probably be holding till like 27,000 at this point. If you're in, if you can manage it and you can manage your trade accordingly, 27,000 can be very, very easily attainable. If you got in at like 26,300 or 26,000, 200, stuff like that.
It's a nice move.
Yeah. As these profitable strategies get well known, you would get patched up? No, because I mean, we're constantly evolving, right? I mean, the market evolves, we evolve with the market. Oh yeah, Ryan was the one I was talking to. Stops at break even. Yeah, because you got in at I think you got in like at like 260, 250. I think stops, I think your stops at 26. If you got in at 200s, I think stops at like 26,000, like maybe just above the next 15 minute, like wait for this 15-minute candle to finish, or this hour candle to finish, and then place stops at like 26,367, just below the current 15-minute candle, and that'll allow you to go all the way up at that point, because we should get rid of, like, this support should break, like this should be the breakout candle. This hour candle should be the breakout candle, probably up to 26,500. Once we get there, see how support is held, and then place stops. Yeah. So people that got in US 30, I mean, you're going to be in for a good ride today. I think with the news that's coming out at 8:30, I think today, with sales and stuff like that, that'll drive it further up. And then You'll have President Trump and Congress talking later today, so you'll probably get a push again once they announce that they're going to increase stimulus package. So
Seems like the more you talk about it, the more it goes up.
yeah, it's going to rifle today.
Like the good old days.
Yep. What do you think about breaking even, not taking partials? Well, I mean, it's preference, right? All trading styles is just preference and comfort level. If you need money, take profits. If you don't need money, move your runners to break even. That's basically the easiest logic, right? Like, don't worry. Like, if you got your target, close your trade. Don't worry about extending it. Just take your profits and you're done for the day. Like, every day, if you're coming to trade, you'll just keep increasing your profits.
Well, that was a nice push on Dow Jones. I'm gonna close.
No, don't close yet.
Yeah, because we're gonna have a pullback, hopefully.
No, wait just a couple more minutes. Because
All right.
you're almost right at the 30-minute candle. So you might get a little bit more of a push right through up in the next 5-minute candle. Because the 1-minute candle's still pushing. But
Okay.
if you want to close, close.
I'm gonna close half.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a smart move.
I think you're good. You're probably going to be good till I think 26,500. I think is going to be a nice level. At that point, then I would look at probably closing.
Water rejection, GJ.
900 level.
Yeah, it's a tight range. It's very difficult. Today, price action GJ is very difficult.
Yeah, I think you had one option there and that was it, and it was a risky one.
Do you think the news will push Nasdaq 100? Yeah, should. I mean, we got news in 6 minutes, so we'll have to wait and see what happens. Gold is pushing down with the anticipation of good news here, so got some time left.
Yeah, it's interesting how it's done that twice in the last hour or so.
Where do you go for news? Forexfactory.com, right here. Forexfactory.com, and you see the news right here. 8:30 a.m. Eastern. First time posting, Raja. What do you think? AUD USD. I think you didn't read the rules properly. That's not the way to post. How do you manage timing to enter? Do you always wait for the close 15 to 30 minutes? Sometimes I feel tempted to enter 1 minute or 2 minutes before the candle close. Yeah, entries are like throwing darts. You know, I mean, you can read all strategies about having perfect entries, but if you don't practice enough or if you don't throw enough darts, you're never going to get the bullseye, you know. So that's how entries are. Entries, you'll never be able to get perfect entries. The only thing you'll be able to perfect is risk. You need to be really, really, really good at managing risk. That's it. And that goes hand in hand with, like, you know, trying to take 1 or 2 trades a day, and that's about it. How do you form your directional bias on GJ? Yeah, it's pretty tough. Right now, it's pretty tough. I mean, if you look on the daily is like trying to push up. It's also rejecting 136,400 over there. You look at the 4-hour candle made a high at the same level, 136,400, came down, trying to reject this area to maybe go up later on. Who knows? We go to the 1 hour. 1 hour is just ranging here. Look at this. You know, made a support. I still think bias on GJ is bullish based on what I'm seeing right now. You know, like candles came down, this closed like a small doji bullish candle. This is going to close bullish as well in the next 30 minutes. If it does, then there's a very high chance we're going to continue moving up throughout NYC Open and by London close. Do you think the drop in indices last week was just a pullback sign of market collapse? I have no idea what that means. What I'm focused on is right now. Thinking about this, why this happened, or what was the reason, this doesn't help me when we are right over here. So that's one thing I use in my trading. I don't look way too far away or why that happened or this happened. I just focus on what I can do right now. So that's like one tip I can give everybody.
Yeah, like for example, how yesterday GJ pushed up. You remember because he was because of the rate cut. You don't look back like a month ago. What's happened.
Yeah.
It's a Van Halen song right now. It's a good Van Halen song. If you're a Van Halen fan, you'd listen to it right now. I always like those good songs because they had good keyboard, like good piano, like that, and the whatchamacallit, November Rain from Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, Van Halen was the shit.
Yeah, proper bands and stuff, man.
Is it possible that this month we are having bigger 30-minute candles? Yeah, I mean, it's possible. I've never looked at the last month's 30-minute candles to compare them with this month's 30-minute candles. But if you've noticed that, then that's great. We got a minute left here.
Wow. He closed bullish, I think. He's going to close bullish on the 15th.
Holy crap, look at US 30. Man, Ted, you fucking called that shit, huh?
Hey, Nick, I know you've come back after a long while, but we can't use bad words here. We have
Oh,
Yeah.
terribly sorry.
He got demonetized.
No, I'm terribly sorry, brother.
No, it's not about that. We have like 2,700 people watching, so
Yeah, you're right. You've grown exponentially.
Yes.
Since I've been. You're right.
Wow, look at gold.
I'll keep it clean.
Wow, look at that. News did come out really, really positive here.
News actually pushed down GJ down.
Kerwin, hopefully you held your position.
Yes, sir. Following directions, buddy.
Wow, nice. My GJ it's back in profit.
Let's go. GJ's gonna go well now.
Super positive.
Sir. I love when USD News kick GJ.
And I'm glad you told me that, Ted, because now the way I see it is going to the 27,000.
Yeah, so 630 is probably your next target, which is a top of the 4 hour. So you got another 100 points here. So you should, if you're in the trade now, your stop loss should be at this point. I think you can probably put a stop at 361 if you're already in. And at this point, I think at 454, if you got in on this last 30-minute candle, you should be able to close right now. If you just took a trade right just before the 30-minute candle opened on the basis that the US dollar news would be good, you should get 100 points right now on US 30. You should have closed that.
Yeah, my entry was on the break of that previous resistance, 26,389.
Yeah.
So right now I'm deep in profit like 280 points.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you should be at 449. Like I think if you put your stop at 450, 26,450, you should be good now.
All right.
But I mean, obviously manage the trade accordingly where you want to take your target. Like I think a simple target, if people are in, should be 100 points. If you got 100 points on this move, you should be good. I think if you top out at 630 or if we do get to the 600s before the end of this hour, I think you should be looking to take profits.
Okay.
Just because I think there'll probably be a pullback in the next hour to start this again for the NYSE Open. So just either manage the trade, take partial profits, or close. Depends on what you want to do. Like if I got in on this trade at the beginning of the 30-minute candle, I would be closing right now. This would have been a 2-minute trade. I would have made 100 points. You can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, I agree. I closed 50% earlier when I told you I'm gonna close
Yeah,
the position. I closed
yeah.
50%, and you know, it
No,
was really
it
nice
made
move.
sense. I mean, because once again, it's your comfort level. I just knew that with the U.S. news coming out, that it would be positive, so that's what drive it further up. So I mean, it's good that you held 50% because now you basically can take another 50% off the table with a huge profit there.
Yeah, I was gonna ask why you were so confident in,
Um,
holding the buy position.
because of the fact that we have twofold. So right now, the equities market, there's it's very positive right now. Obviously, the pre-market data, retail sales, similar to what Raja was saying, that the retail sales were going to be somewhat good. We didn't really stop buying things, so I was thinking more of online sales, things of that nature, and also to the rumbling about the Fed giving that $1 trillion, like Trump is pushing for that. And usually, when Trump is pushing for something in terms of stimulus package, they're probably going to get it. Now, the optimism, it's actually a really good setup and it's a good play. And the reason why I say this is twofold: is the market is pricing in optimism again with US 30. So what they're doing is they're driving the equity markets up because they're going on the basis twofold: that Trump will get this approved and there's going to be more stimulus money coming in, and that will allow them to uh, obviously the equity market will keep pushing. Now, the second half of this is the actual manipulation side. So everybody is optimistic that they're going to get the stimulus package. So what's happening right now is all the large institutions are betting on that. So what they've done is they basically said, hey, if we all drive the market up right now based on this optimism, we will still make money, because then if at like 11 o'clock this morning or lunchtime they come out and say that they're not backing the bill, the market will tank all the way back down, but they've already collected their profits. So essentially what they're doing is they've moved the market to where they want to have it moved. And all that they're doing is they're saying, hey, if they don't actually get the stimulus package, that will push the market back down again, and there'll be you'll fall off a cliff, but we will have already collected on the optimism because we manipulated the market to go in that direction without having any concrete evidence that we're actually getting that stimulus package. So they're hedging both sides. So if they do get the stimulus package, they'll just make more money. But if they don't get the stimulus package, they've already made enough money. So that's why the market's doing what it's doing. It's actually a really, really smart play by institutions. They've basically all teamed up. Obviously they don't call each other, but they've all thought the same thing. Like, hey, if we can drive the market up right now, this is great. And if we don't get the package, that's fine. We've already made our profits. We'll cut our positions, and then we'll let the market drop again just to re-enter again later on at a better price. So that's the reason why US 30 is pumping the way it's pumping, because like everyone's betting on optimism and they don't care, because if it doesn't happen, they'll just drive the market back down again and then they'll pick it up again. So as a trader,
incredible. Seriously.
Yeah. And as a trader, if you recognize that, that's the reason why I told everybody to hold, because that's exactly what I'm thinking in my head. I'm like, these guys aren't stupid. They're like, hey, we'll just keep pumping this US 30 up until we hear negative news. And if we hear positive news, it's just going to keep going. So it's like it's a no lose situation for them. Like it's so funny how they work that way, but like that's the institutions. They manipulate price, and they're like, hey, we'll just take wins when we can.
Wait, so are you personally trading US 30?
Yeah, I started trading US 30. I didn't take any.
When did you start trading US 30?
About 3 months ago now.
Yeah, I was gonna say it must have been recent, because I don't even remember you guys looking at US 30.
Yeah.
I remember you guys talking down about US 30.
Yeah.
But it was because it was before all this COVID bullshit.
Yeah.
So.
Now the market's moving like 400 or 500 points a day.
Insane point. Yeah, exactly.
So now you can see we hit our target at 26,600. So right now we're really early in the half hour of this candle. So I assume that we're going to probably break above now. We'll probably hit 2650. If you get to 26,600 and you're comfortable with that take profit point, there's nothing wrong with taking profit at this point. But now I think long term, the next target for this half hour candle would be maybe 26,700.
straight moves up on this US 30 here.
Yeah. You gotta love when a centralized market all works together.
DJ is just bouncing back and forth.
I'm just so impressed that you were so confident in telling him to hold it, and then it just flew up as you were talking. That's really cool.
Well, it's because when you work in a centralized market, there's only so much manipulation that can happen that you can't tell. And this is the best part about trading this indice. In situations like this where we know the manipulation is high, we can exploit that. And this is what people aren't understanding. People will turn around and they won't see the backstory behind why the manipulation is so high. But if you see the manipulation like this, you might as well take advantage, right? Like, I mean, nobody's going to turn around and say, sorry, you can't take profit. It's like that. If this is what the market's doing, we take it, right? Yeah, so we're at like 635 right now. So I think, yeah, so I would be watching in the next couple of minutes. There might be a bit of a pullback for the new 15-minute candle to start. So here's a good take profit point. But I mean, obviously, at this point, your stop should be at like 26,542. You should have a nice stop there. If you got in at 26,450, you should have stops at 26,540. And then you should just allow this to keep running. You should secure about 100 pips or whatever. Or 100 points, sorry.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, 700
Only
is
100 points.
target.
No problem.
Yeah,
nothing big.
700 it should be an easy target for us right now with the US 30.
GJ is just bouncing off back and forth.
Nothing's changed. Everything always moves around this time.
Yeah. US 30 is DGI, yes. US 30 is the Dow Jones 30 and Dow Jones Index is DGI.
Yeah,
There you
GJ,
go, finally.
it should continue bullish here now.
I closed one at 136 and leaving the runner to 136, 300.
Yeah, I think that's good. Should be good.
Mm-hmm. This is a nice push. It was going back and forth, back and forth. Almost got stopped, but it worked out. Oh, almost.
Yeah, my bad. I went quiet because I was managing stuff, but it's a good GJ.
You went quad.
Yeah, I'm in a good spot right now.
Oh, come on, GJ.
Yeah.
136, 200, quick, soon.
US 30 also going up with this.
Wow, come on, GJ.
Still pumping.
I can't believe it.
I closed everything. No runners, no nothing. Good for the day.
I don't know.
It's a good trade on GJ. Good call, guys.
No worries, man.
Wait, Mac, I'm gonna private message you real quick.
Yeah.
Let's see how it reacts here.
I closed everything. I'm not stress-free trading.
Even with the next hour starting, it should continue up to the top of this range now, because it's broken above this minor resistance it created earlier on in the session. At, 135, 940, 950 is broken above 136. If you look on a 30-minute as well, yeah, it's now coming in this range. In this range, it should continue bullish in this range. With the positive news, shouldn't AUD USD turn bearish with short opportunities? It shot up instead. I'm trying to figure out why. I have no idea. Maybe AUD was strong, but AUD is closed at this point. I have no idea how AUD USD moves.
It's because of gold. Gold didn't move.
Gold dropped.
Yeah, but it pulled back.
So with the gold dropped, AUD gets stronger.
Well, as the price of gold goes up, AUD gets stronger.
Stronger than the USD then, I guess.
Yeah. That's the reason why, because you can see we didn't break down. Like gold still is at 25 or 1725. That's all.
Oh, interesting. So the AUD gets stronger than the dollar.
I just jumped out from DJ. We
Give
hit
up.
27,000. So
You give
Wow.
up.
Can't win.
the 26 700. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you hit 20. Yeah, we did hit 26 700. We did.
Yeah.
Especially such long numbers.
It's a good trade, dude. Well done.
I closed GJ. I'm done for the day.
Because
Oh.
now I'm wondering what's going to happen at 9:30. So I'm expecting another pullback, and 9:30 is going to drive the price all the way up again to retest the previous hour wick. If this 8 a.m. pulls back, then 9:30 is going to make the wick fill on the previous
Yeah,
hour.
if you look at the daily candle now, with US30, basically we've filled up that previous drop from last week. So that was mainly the goal or the intention with US30 is if with this kind of momentum, you have a nice clean move on the daily. The other thing is too, when you look at that, you can see the bullish candle at June 5th has the same space that June 11th had and that today had. So you have an easy move up at that point. And then obviously GJ is going to continue to fly as well.
Yeah.
Wait, so I just got back. Well, most of your trades this month and last month, what pairs? US30, GJ.
Yeah, GJ.
Okay.
EA.
Euro, Euro USD, Euro AUD. I've been trading those as well. I've been trading a bunch of different things. Just trying to change up a little bit of what I do. That's all.
Interesting. No gold, huh?
No, spreads have been too wide.
Spreads are crazy.
Yeah. No, I figured.
There's been a couple of gold trades, but nothing too crazy with gold.
What a lovely push on GJ. So let's go ahead and give a like to the stream.
Hey, your growth, Raja, is exponential, bro. Jeez Louise. I always drop by and give a like and a little comment.
You remember when he started on Twitch?
Oh, dude, I remember.
Yeah, he was on Twitch.
I remember the whole thing.
Yeah,
I was on everything, dude.
And then we moved to Mixer, and then it was YouTube.
Yeah,
Been
I
a
was
long
there when Raja had I want to say like 40 viewers.
Yep.
Oh,
a lot of shit talkers.
Oh, there you go.
I'm done talking.
That was 50 cents right there. Look, we upgraded now. Rakeel he's trading from his garden.
All I'm saying is I'm very pleased. Very pleased. That's all I gotta say.
I think for the most part, if people follow, I don't want to say follow in terms of copy, but if they learn information related to what we're doing on a daily basis, they can end up doing it on their own. Why is GU going up on Amazing USD News? Because there was news in the UK about a coronavirus vaccine or something found. Google's your friend.
Life-saving coronavirus drug.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, governments are throwing millions and millions of dollars on these researches, and like more than half of those researches aren't even producing any results close to being something, oh yeah, this makes sense.
Yep.
Which leads me to believe like someone's pockets are just being lined with every donation given that way.
Yeah, it's just entertainment. When you when you sort of learn about life and you learn about how corrupt life is, you become very cynical very fast. But then you just have to chuckle at the people that are very naive to what's going on. Like I spend
Sucks.
so much time talking to people, and they're like, "How can that be?" It's like, "Oh dear, really?"
Yep.
I
How
had
can they
someone
do this?
yeah, I had someone ask me, "Well, why do the rich need more money? That doesn't make any sense. They're already rich." I'm like, "Yeah, have you met somebody who's elite? They want every last." I think the best thing to watch is if you watch Billions. And you know, obviously it's related to hedge funds and the stock market and stuff like that. But look at the characters. And one of the characters that you'd want to look at is Chuck Rhodes's father, Chuck Rhodes Sr. He's an elite. And
Oh
the
yeah.
way that he talks is exactly how the elite operate. I don't care what we do, we're going to do it this way. Son, you basically have to kill yourself to make sure that this happens. Like, that's the kind of mentality. And that man is super rich, has all the money in the world, and the way that he operates is at the level of, I'm an elite and I will do nothing, or I will stop I'll do everything in my power to get what I want, and it doesn't matter at what level or who I have to buy or corrupt or manipulate. I'm going to get what I want. And that's basically the elite in a nutshell, Chuck Rhodes Sr. So if you watch Billions, watch his character. The guy's got like a 20-year-old wife, and he's got a daughter now with this 20-year-old chick, and it's like Chuck's like, "That's my sister." He's like, "Yeah, say hi to your sister."
It's
And,
very much a macho personality.
Yeah.
Very testosterone wide.
Yeah.
Because when you get that much money, you start craving more power.
Yeah, now he's missing a kidney. So
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Which is the irony of
the irony, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
he
now,
Can't get no power.
yeah, and now he's pissed because now he's trying to find one. He's like, "Give me this. I donated so much money to this hospital. Give me the kidney." And they're
Right.
like, "We can't give it to you because you're too old." So it's actually pretty funny when you think about it.
That's a great show, Billions, by the way. Anybody have some free time, watch that show.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, this season is a little bit better than last season. To be honest, last season was a little stupid. This season's a little bit better, but the characters are now getting a little bit more developed in this season in terms of like their personalities. I find. I really like the compliance guy. I think he's amazing.
Sparrows?
Yeah, Sparrows.
With the Mensa?
Honestly, he reminds me of you, Mac, because
What?
Because
No.
you come in.
Oh my god.
Holy moly, that was a good one.
Bro. What
because you have perfect timing. When there's something going on, you'll just make a comment and everyone will be like, "Really? Is that like that's what you're thinking about right now?"
What I say, whatever comes to my head, I'm like.
But that's what he does, right? Have you seen him? Like, he'll walk into
Yeah.
Axe's office and then he'll just walk back out because Axe is like, "What the hell are you doing here?" Yeah.
Right. And when he's showing up the Mensa pin and it's fake.
Yeah.
I just logged on and I know that you were talking about Mac.
Oh,
Come on.
Like, come on, man. What's
Come
happening?
on, Kev. All right, we gotta keep the stream. That was a compliance rule right there. SEC is gonna fine us.
No, I get it.
Talking about kidneys.
Yeah, it's a good show.
Cha.
Funny, Mac, isn't your birthday the same as me and Ted's? Around
December,
there? Like
no.
12. What is it? 12 what?
12-3.
12-3? Oh man, I'm 12-10. Oh, Ted's 12-10 too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
That's why I started talking to Ted. I was like, dude, you're 12-10 too.
Yeah, Sagittarius.
29, man.
Sagittarius.
Yeah, there you go, dude. Sagittarius, Capricorn, all the freaking way.
Yeah,
like I said, kings and queens are born in December. Peasants are the other months.
Ouch. Don't roast everybody now, please. Yeah, Roger left to meditate over his thousands.
When the cat's away, the mice play.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't want to get trapped. And then to go like
Oh, 730 just got hit with US 30. So
Yeah.
the next level. Wow, our next level. Jeez. 900.
Yesterday, actually, I took a trade on US 30 in DJI, and it was so easy. I did a 0.10, right? Literally, not even 10 minutes, I was up already $100. I think
Yeah,
it's like,
because it's basically 10 times the value every point, right? So every point that it moves up is 10 pips.
so it moved what, 10 points? So say
No,
a 0.10.
Yeah,
and
it moved 10, basically 10
100.
points. Yeah.
100 points. If it's a 0.10, then it's the regular US 30, not the,
Yeah,
not
so
the
it moved
mini.
so it moved 100 points.
Right, it's from your
So you got
brokerage.
$100, yeah.
Okay, got it. Then there's US 30 mini, which most likely I think it's like 1 point per 0.1, I think.
Okay.
Something like that. It's not
Man, you guys make me want to move from gold to US 30.
well, gold has crazy spreads, brother.
I know. Well, I've been out for a while, dude. I've been personal life. Hard. It is hard. San Diego life trading, it's not easy. Getting up at 4 in the morning.
Yeah,
let me
it is,
tell
yeah.
you, dude. You want to wake up with me?
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's
You're
not
in
fun.
Cali.
I'm
You're
Yeah.
a Cali boy.
Yeah, when I've been on the West Coast, I you know, Alec or Nick, when I've been on the West Coast, I found that what I would try and hit is I try and hit the London close, like at 7 a.m.
Really?
Yeah,
Right?
I wouldn't try and wake up right now to trade this part of the open market. I would wait till 7 a.m. and then trade there.
It just sucks because, you know, I really, really, really like talking with you guys, and I really love seeing the whole movement from like 4:30 my time to like 6 my time. You know, it's just such a beautiful movement.
Yeah,
and
don't
that's
get
when all
me
the
wrong.
moves I love to catch are in.
The other thing is what you can do too, Nick, is what I would do is I would wake up at 3:30. I would trade till about 5:30, 6. And then I go back to bed. I'd sleep the rest of the morning till about noon and then start my day.
Yeah.
So you trade the London session and then take a nap basically until London closed.
Yeah, no, that's a good trick too. And then,
it like I guess like if you've lived on the West Coast all your life, like I guess it's a little different. But like you know, in terms of like your regular life, like you obviously are in San Diego all the time. But I found that when I'm on the West Coast, my sleeping patterns are all discombobulated, and I end up taking naps at like between like 2 and 5 in the in like West Coast time. And then I'll go eat dinner and stuff like that. Like I really need to nap during the day when I'm on the West Coast, just because I'll wake up to trade and then I just really just get exhausted.
Yeah, no, that's the whole thing. It's like, and then the girlfriend thing too, and fucking.
Oh shoot.
Dude, I'm so sorry. I should have stopped talking.
Oh man,
we haven't heard life in general.
We haven't heard your voice in like 6 months.
No, I know. I miss you. I miss all you guys, man. I just miss trading, dude. It's fucking man. It's what I want to do. Yeah, I was even thinking about trading London Open, Asian close, but it's just not my scene. It really isn't. And I wanted to be strictly gold, but gold's just kind of silly now too. Then you guys are all about US 30, so.
I'm actually not. I actually took just one trade yesterday, but I'm looking more at the S&P, which moves about the same as US 30, but it's like I think it's like a little cleaner. You're not dealing with huge numbers. But other than that, I'm just straight trading GJ, what I've been doing for the last year and a half already, almost a year and a half.
Man, US 30 now is at like 800.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's a solid move.
It's going to like 27,300. That's where I have a resistance level at, and it's just flying.
Yeah.
Like this hour candle has just been absolutely like
Wow.
300 points.
Look at the S&P also. Wow.
Yeah, they're all moving.
Mm-hmm. So do you think with this discussion later with the news, you think it's just going to progress further then as well?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm trying to literally find an entry right now,
it's
but
gonna be super
I don't
hard.
know what's going to happen at 9 a.m. Ideally, at 9 a.m., I want to pull back to like 26,500.
I think you're wishing of it there.
Yeah, you're expecting.
I want a massive pullback and then to drive up at 9:30 again.
It'd be nice to see.
Yeah, just because this is way too high. Jeez, I don't know, like how are we gonna move at 9:30 now? Like this is just absolutely
Like what's gonna happen, right? Like at 9:30, I have no idea because of this huge push. Like it just went off limits. How do you even get an entry on that? Like if you even look at the 1 minute.
Yeah, 5
on
minute.
the 5 minute, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
5 minute
5
consolidation box.
Right, the wicks are very, very small. Like sometimes you don't even get a wick and it just shoots up.
Or place a pending order. Like
All
I'm
right.
looking at, I might place a pending order at
After a little 5-minute pullback or something.
Yeah, maybe at like 27 or 26,830. I might place a pending order and have that run up to 27,300.
That makes sense. A pending order should work better than.
You know, it's funny. I call a pending order a Kavan.
A Kavan, right?
Because you pulled so many of those.
Yeah, LeBron does that to a lot of long limits, and Jeff as well.
Oh, we're actually getting a pullback with US30. Perfect.
I'm not seeing any type of entries here on the S&P or US30.
Yeah, you can see it just dropped like it dropped like 7-8 points.
Yeah.
That's
so
huge.
Basically you're still getting it in right in the middle of a 30-minute candle or just at 9 a.m. open.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Let's see. I'm gonna actually try this out and do a small position on the S&P. Because it left a wick on the 15 should do at least one couple points.
This is why I'm hoping that there's a pullback deeper, and then I'll just keep moving my buy stop down as it pulls down.
Okay, you set up a buy stop.
Yeah.
Okay, that's one. Makes sense.
Yeah, 20. I'm at 26,796.
This is where I was looking at to take an entry. I'm gonna send you the chart so you can see it on the S&P, but I didn't take it because I was expecting another pullback to basically just create a higher low for continuing up. I don't know. Look at it in the chat. Tell me what you think. Like if that would have been a good entry or not. Right here. Did you see it, Ted?
Where?
On the chat, the Zoom.
See it.
What am I entering?
No, just look at the chart and see like if that entry would have been a good entry on the S&P.
Where?
I sent the chart on the Zoom.
No,
chat.
I understand.
Oh no,
that.
where on 3080?
Yeah, but why didn't you mark that?
Yeah, it's right there on the RR.
Did you take this trade?
No, I didn't take it. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
because it was at the rejection zone, so I didn't think thoroughly. I actually was thinking of taking it, but I'm like, oh, imagine it pulls back. But
Yeah, but why are we looking at things that could have been?
I know.
Well, he wants to learn. Even though he wants to.
I just want to learn
That's
how
actually
this.
a good learning little. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
little,
but I mean, I can tell you, I should have taken a position on the Dow from 18,000, right? Like, I'm trying to understand the logic behind seeing something that's already happened and then picking an entry which would have been perfect.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. I mean, like,
I know.
realistically, would you have gotten that entry? Probably not, because you were out of resistance,
Right.
and there was consolidation. So then your entry level would have probably been at a breakout. So that would have probably been the first thing I would have looked at. And then what would be the time at that breakout? And does that make sense? You know, are you in the US session during that breakout, or are you still in like a London session or Asian session too, right?
Right.
So you might have to reevaluate, give a little bit more context on why you took that, or you were looking to take that trade.
Okay, let me see the time
Yeah.
where that happened. I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, get a little bit more information behind it.
Mm-hmm.
And would you have held it? For this long?
Right, that's another thing, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to make a move, guys. Have a good afternoon. Morning. Sorry.
Right.
Take care.
Okay,
Take
old
care.
man. Take care, old man.
See you later, old boy.
I'm
See you later.
actually out as well, bye guys. So stay safe. Take care.
Okay, take care.
and, see you guys later. Bye bye.
Be good.
I'm gonna go clean my lawn.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave as well. I have to go ship out magic keys.
Whoa.
Okay, mate.
Yeah, easy.
So
Have a
my
good day,
magic
guys.
key should be here by next week.
Oh yeah.
Over in
Goodbye,
our minds,
everybody.
Roger.
Shukriya.
Shukriya, shukriya.